Well, hello, welcome to the Blue Star Careers Community webinar. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, but first I want to give our members, our audience, a chance to connect. So thank you, Natasha, and thank you for everyone who's going to join in. Today we have an exciting discussion to share with you. I am so excited for this, with to present with you our research, our Welcome Week premiere research that we're doing here at the Blue Star Career Communities for all of our members. But of course, our goal today is to get you closer to securing employment opportunities. So let's get started. So we have teamed up with JobScan. We're celebrating Blue Star Welcome Week. And of course, we are here very excited to share with our communities how you can potentially secure more job interviews and get better outcomes when you use the JobScan resume scanner. So I hope that you take advantage of this particular webinar to also get to know you a little bit well versed more on how ATS systems work. We have an incredible guest, Paige Liwanag, who is a senior marketing specialist at JobScan. She would also share with our military members and audience how to take advantage of using the JobScan tool and how to optimize your resume and potentially land more interviews. That's the goal, to land more interviews and you do the magic, military spouse, because I know you have the charm and the great potential to secure the interview, right? We've been told many times it possibly was your interview, and maybe, maybe we can work on that. So this is your chance for you to work on it. So JobScan can actually help you prepare for your resume so that you can get hired faster, maybe highlight the right skills that you have accumulated through all your military spouse trajectory. This is a very ATS friendly format tool that will help us and will give us what we need to do so that we can stand out. We are collecting names of our members who want to receive access to this tool for 30 days, but we're also going to share, and just in case you miss out on the deadline, but just be sure that you add your name or to go to the Blue Star Careers neighborhood so that you can figure it out and understand how to get optimized better. Just reach out. Make sure that you find us in the neighborhood and we'll take care of you. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please post where you're watching from, where you're supporting this webinar, and pay it forward with your military spouse community. Don't keep it to yourself. Pay it forward. When we all advocate and share the resources that are out there to help us land better careers, then we all advocate for each other. So let's get started. Thank you. Well, hello. Once again, welcome so much. Thank you for joining us and supporting this webinar. We are here to dive into a very interactive discussion with Paige, a senior marketing specialist from JobScan, who is here to tell us all about JobScan, but most importantly, how you, the military spouse community, can really get better career success and land more results. Get better interviews, but understand better how to really track your resume and get absolutely better outcomes. When you RSVP for this webinar, which we're going to leave the link open until the end of the week, you will get access to, you can try it out for 30 days. And guess what? In 30 days is plenty of time for you to really know and understand where those gaps might be from your resume. So, but without further ado, let's just welcome Paige. Paige, welcome so much. Thank you for joining us, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Where are you visiting from? And share with us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. I am from Chicago. I love seeing where everybody's from here in the comments. And I have been with JobScan for almost 10 years. Somebody else from Chicago. This is my problem. I have to stop looking at the chat because I get distracted. I've been with JobScan for almost 10 years. I am really passionate about our tools. We help people optimize their resumes for applicant tracking systems or resume robots and kind of avoid that resume black hole that everybody experiences when they're applying for jobs and not hearing anything back. So yeah, we have some really amazing tools to um, just help you optimize your resume and start getting more interviews.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We are really excited. I can see the passion in your day-to-day sort of work because you believe in your product. You believe in how this tool and some of the other great, obviously, tools and gadgets that you guys have over there behind the scenes that you offer can really make a difference in someone's life, but not only just in one person, in their family, their kids, and everyone else. Because on our community, when we say when a spouse gets employed, it triggers just welcoming messages to everyone, their kids, the family, the stability of the entire family environment gets better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So we have a great interactive. So all those of you who are watching and who are tuning in, please tag your military spouse network, tag your job searching veteran, anyone who has a rank that says looking for work, or anyone on LinkedIn or on Facebook. We're also in our digital community, so please tag anyone, make some comments, but also watch the replay. If you cannot make it or you have to run, that's fine. Watch the replay. We'll make sure that this webinar is offered and available in the Blue Star Careers neighborhood, and all of the rest of the code plus access and how to get your career trajectory optimized. Paige is going to share with us how to navigate the system, but also what are some of those advantages, and then break it down for you as well. What is an ATS? If you have not know that, or if you've been out of the workforce for a while, things have changed in the last 2 years, even 4 years, even 5 years. I mean, I recall times where I would used to go and still turn in applications in
Oh, yeah.
person, and not super long ago, right, Paige?
No, no, I know, me too. I mean, just 10 years ago, really, that's how a lot of us were applying for jobs.
Absolutely. So, what has changed? Walk us through what is currently, out in the market, and what can we expect in your experience from utilizing these tools or anything else out there that you have come across to understand.
Yeah, so the biggest change, and if you wouldn't mind sharing I have just a couple of slides that kind of I think help illustrate this a little bit better. So what's really happened in the last like 10 to 15 years is online applications. And because it's so much easier for people to apply for jobs online, there's so much more competition because everyone else is doing it more easily too. So what we've found at JobScan through our research is that about 250 applicants apply for every single job listing online. So, those jobs might be on Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, whatever job boards you use. And then kind of to solve this problem, these applicant tracking systems or ATS were created. And the ATS help hiring managers sift through all the applications they're getting because they just don't have the time to read through 250 applications or resumes for every single job that they have listed. Um, Once the hiring manager gets these resumes, the top resumes that uh, the ATS is saying are the best fit for this job, they can look at each one for about 6 or 7 seconds. We also know that only about 2% of people get interviews, and of course, only one person gets hired. So all these little pegs at the top of this graphic here show the 250 applicants for every job listing, and then those four little orange guys are those that 2% that gets interviews, and then that green one there is the one who gets hired. So it's easy to think of these ATS as the bad guys, but really they're such a necessary factor in a hiring manager or recruiter's day-to-day life. Your job as the applicant is to make sure you are putting your best foot forward on your resume, and that means optimizing your resume for every job you're applying for. It needs to be super specific using keywords for every job description, and that's what's going to get you through that ATS and in front of the hiring manager. So I mentioned that resume black hole earlier. If you have applied for jobs online, you know what that is. You know that you'll apply for 10 jobs and you'll think, oh my gosh, I'm perfect for, every single one of those jobs. I know I have the experience necessary. And then you don't hear anything back. And that's really discouraging. And I think one of the things I'm really passionate about is helping people avoid um, that discouraging feeling, because it's hard enough to be unemployed. It's hard enough to be looking for jobs, and I want to make sure that people are having the most success they can have. So, learning how to create an optimized resume for every job you're applying for is the best way to get hired faster. Um, and then a little bit about JobScan. So our tools help people get 3 times more interviews, 132% more LinkedIn profile views. We have a LinkedIn optimization tool, and a 46% shortened time to interview. And yeah, I've seen this hundreds and hundreds of times, just the success that people have from using our tools. Um, Laura, would you like me to take people through the demo now?
Yes, please. Let's go over and watch the demo and show us a little bit how does the tool work, and what do we need to do to take a little bit more advantage. And sorry, I'm having such a great time out here watching the comments and where people are watching. I want to make sure that this reaches all of the different audiences in every spot out there where there's a military spouse. Because I know, Paige, let me just share a little bit with you. When I relocated to San Diego a few years back, I had completed my bachelor's, and just like you mentioned, I felt like I had all these great qualifications and I was just ready. I completed my bachelor's. I was bilingual, going to a very thriving community where there's bilingual probably needs, right? And talent, where you potentially could find a job. I had the hardest time finding a job because I don't think I was optimizing, or there were, very little awareness of tools like this one. So,
Yeah.
when you said, you kind of lose that self-confidence and you get so deflated and you're like, oh, well, what's happening? What's wrong with me? I just invested all these great opportunities and commitment and efforts to retrain myself, and I cannot find or locate employment. And so I want to make sure that everyone does not feel like that.
Definitely. And oftentimes people will spend all this money with a resume writer, and they'll say like, I just spent $500 getting this perfect resume and I'm still not hearing anything back. And so there is a distinction between like a very perfectly written resume and an ATS optimized resume. So those are two different things, and really what we focus on at JobScan is this ATS component. So yes, okay, there we go. You can see my screen now. So when you first come to JobScan, I'm going to do a really abridged version here, but we have on our JobScan YouTube channel, there are lots of demos where they're probably all me. So you can hear me walking you through these tools. But when you scroll down here on your dashboard, you'll see Create New Scan. Our scan tool is our most popular tool. It helps compare a resume to a specific job description, gives you a match rate, and gives you suggestions for how to improve your resume for that job. So you would just upload your resume against a job description from like LinkedIn Jobs, Monster, Indeed, and then you would hit scan. I'm going to go to a past scan of mine just to speed things along here. So this is your match report, what you see after you run a scan. You'll get this match rate up in the corner here. The goal is not 100%. We tell people to aim for 80% or higher. Personally, I think you improve your chances a whole lot if you just get to 65, 70%. I will often start at like a 25, 35% for my own resumes. I've worked on this resume already. That's why I'm already at a 62%. So don't be discouraged if you have a really low starting match rate. We will help you get that up really quickly. So what you're seeing here on the side are the different sections that we look at when we're analyzing your resume against a job description. So we want to see how searchable that resume is. We want to make sure that your contact info is highly searchable, that when a hiring manager goes into the ATS and is searching for candidates, it's kind of like a Google search. They'll type in, maybe a location. If it's not a remote job, they'll type in keywords, like, skills that they're looking for in a candidate. And that's how these resumes will, order themselves in the ATS. So we want to make sure that all of this information is in your resume. Looks like mine is. I've got all these nice green check marks here. The most important section here, the one that'll make the biggest impact on that match rate and your visibility, is hard skills. So what I can see here is in my resume, the keyword marketing is listed 19 times. In the job description, it's listed 12 times. So as a general rule of thumb, we want the keywords listed in your resume to be mentioned at least as many times as they are listed in the job description. So for example, I would probably come down here to graphic design because I can see that I don't have this keyword mentioned in my resume at all, but it's in the job description once. The cool thing about our scan tool is right now it's using AI to generate phrase suggestions. And now I can get a few good ideas of how I might mention graphic design in my resume. Of course, you want to be honest about those. You don't want to say that you have experience in graphic design if you don't. I really don't. So in this case, I would probably skip this one and move on to one that I have more experience with. So, as you are adding these skills to your resume, say I add this one, I just clicked on it, it copied it. This is my resume right over here. I can click right into it and edit it in real time. And then because I added this keyword, my match rate here is going to go up. So it went up to a 64% just by adding copywriting. And now I can see that I have it in my resume once. It's no longer red. So I would scroll down this list and continue adding these keywords to my resume until I feel like my match rate is high enough. So that's going to be different for everybody. The end goal is always to have your resume land in front of a real person. So you don't want it to be over optimized. You really want to find that sweet spot. Like I said, 65, 75% is probably where I would stop personally. But we our thing is we say 80% or higher. So you can go through each section here. Again, I'd spend the most time on the hard skills, some soft skills here that are important for things like company culture, maybe showing a little bit of your personality through your resume. We have some recruiter tips, just making sure that you're applying for a job that you are the right job level match for, whether that's your experience, or years of experience or job title, something like that. And then measurable results. We have lots of different examples of measurable results here for you to look at. But when you're done with this, you can just download directly to your computer. You can hit track here. That'll add it to a dashboard we have called our job tracker. And if you do decide to use our promo link that we're offering today, you will get unlimited resume scans for 30 days without paying anything. And then after the 30-day free trial, you'll get 20% off going forward with JobScan. So that was fast. But I do want to make sure we have time for questions and everything else that you want to talk about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. That was really good presentation. So I don't think I knew. I've used the tool in the past, and I don't think I knew really how the scoring, sort of an option worked. So that was really good details for you to share with us. Thank you so much. I did wanted to ask you though, on your experience, are there any specific industries that maybe are not necessarily tool ATS sort of a friendly, or ATS maybe more challenging?
That's kind of the good thing and the bad thing about ATS is they're not industry specific. So, our tool, no matter what kind of a job you're applying for, if you're applying online, JobScan will work for you. And that's because we are just comparing the resume against your job description. So it's really just looking at the keywords in those two, comparing those, and telling you what's going to get you through that ATS and to the hiring manager. Um, I think there are, maybe some industries that rely on ATS more than others. I think if you're like a teacher, you probably don't have to worry about ATS as much. Maybe medical professionals not as much, but really every industry that is using online applications is using applicant tracking systems.
Wonderful. Thank you. And now I just want to be very specific also for our members. This is for you to use the system, the tool for your resume. But I know that the JobScan also has some other great tools that are accessible, because I know there's a question on the chat about LinkedIn. Can you just briefly touch on that, which is not necessarily linked to this promo code? So just so that you all know, full transparency, but it's great for your resume, which is what we need to get one closer, or foot forward.
Yeah. Yeah. So LinkedIn optimization is our tool that we have with JobScan. And it's really similar to that scan I just showed you, that resume scan, except we do it for your LinkedIn profile. But rather than comparing one job description, we're going to compare against 3 or more job descriptions to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is broad enough, that it's not pigeonholing you into one specific job, but rather into an industry. And the reason it's important to optimize your LinkedIn profile is because um, recruiters are using LinkedIn to find candidates, and they're using those same keywords to search for candidates. So you want to make sure that you have these keywords that are prominent in the job descriptions that you're interested in, and that you're putting those in your LinkedIn profile to get noticed. So LinkedIn optimization is one of our premium tools. That means it's one of our paid tools. So you can use JobScan as a free user. You get 2 free scans, 2 free resume scans every month. Or you can use JobScan Premium, which gets you unlimited resume scans and access to tools like LinkedIn optimization. With the 30-day free trial, you don't have access to LinkedIn optimization, but you do have unlimited resume scans. And then after that trial ends, you get 20% off the full range of premium tools for every subscription period. So you'll get 20% off every time you're billed, whether that's monthly or quarterly.
That's wonderful. Thank you. That is such a great opportunity for all of those out there who are actively looking for work to really take advantage and optimize your search with the great, and of course, complemented with your network, because you can't do this alone. We have here the Blue Star Careers Network, and there's a lot of great SVOs plus other professionals throughout who can help you as well, complement you to get you closer to some of these companies. But the first one, it's always with the resume, right? How many times have we all heard, well, you probably didn't get called because your resume was not tailored, or your resume wasn't doing this, right?
Yeah. And also, if you don't yet have a resume that you think is ready to compare against a job description, we also have a free resume builder that can kind of help you get started. So don't be discouraged either if you don't feel like you're at that point quite yet.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to go ahead in a little bit and go over some questions, but also some general shout outs. So Paige, this is something we like to do with our audience as well, members. We like to send shout outs to those who are watching in the multiple communities. So I'm watching a monitor here. I have another one down below. And then of course our front, but I do want to right now share with our members how they can get the 30-day promo code. And so I'm going to share my screen so that all of you who are watching this, is you have to come out here to the Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood. We have this particular request under the events section. This event has been opened until the 27th, so collect so that we can manage sending you the code, and we can track to make sure that you made it. That's really the important thing, is to make sure that all of our members know that they need to make it, where to go, and then if they have any additional questions, we'll take care of them for sure. But come to the Blue Star Careers neighborhood. If you're not a member yet, you join, you create a password, you verify your email address. Then you join the careers group community here where we have so many other perks and activities, events going on. But when you are in the event section, you're going to request or you're going to locate the giveaway with JobScan. You're going to go through the process here and you're going to select yes, I am, will I be attending? And you just select yes. Again, the webinar will already passed after today, but we can still add your name to the request. So to make sure and ensure that you get the most personalized support, plus as a military family member, you get access to all the resources that you need, and we can clarify any questions. So go to the neighborhood and add your name to your request so that you can do that. And so I do have one question here from someone, and I'm going to go ahead and start with questions. Over on LinkedIn, it's being asked, are there free scans still available, or has it transmitted with the 30-day trial?
Yes. So
Tell us again.
whoever asked this has been around as long as I have,
Chico.
it seems like, because we used to offer five free scans every month. Now we offer, I think it might be 5 upon sign up, and then 2 every month after that as a free user. On top of that, or beyond that, we offer a 14-day free trial. But just for you guys, this promo link that you'll be using, you'll actually get a 30-day free trial. And so those free scans are irrelevant at that point, because the 30-day free trial gets you unlimited resume scans. And as long as you
Absolutely.
cancel before that 30 days is up, you won't be charged. If you, we will ask for a credit card when you sign up for that, with that promo link, but you won't be charged until after that 30-day trial. And if you have any questions about that, we have an amazing support team. It's just support@jobscan.co. You can email them with any questions. They'll help you out really quickly.
Absolutely. Thank you. And also, just so that you all know, from someone who has used the tool, the 30 days is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And it's, of course, part of our Blue Star Welcome Week. But even beyond that, if for some reason you still need to get access, just investing in your career and better tools and better career trajectory, even if it is for an external month, an additional month that you can extend, pay, invest in additional tools to maybe optimize your LinkedIn as well, or some of the other great things, is the best thing that you can do, because guess what, you're going to land a fantastic career that you're looking for. So those that additional fee or anything else that you might invest in the process is going to be so rewarded, because you're going to end up with the career and the salary that you deserve and you need, because you have collected all these great skills throughout your military life. And I might as well, just do a really great job in adding to it. And so, yes, you will get it from Leah. You would get it to the. Thank you so much for helping us. Leah here is managing our message or comments and down below. And so if you have any questions, please post them, but we'll make sure that we get all of them as well, more personalized through the neighborhood if you have additional ones. Paige, we're going to take a moment right now to send shout out to all of our members who are watching, and highlight their profiles. So we have Ana Bonilla all the way in Olympia. So from coast to coast, all the way in San Francisco. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Natasha in Ohio. This is fantastic. All the way in Colorado as well. So we're very much all across. And Fort Still. Okay, I need to Google where that is. I know that's an Army base. Liberty, North Carolina. Thank you so much for watching as well. Yes, I think you were the only one who lost connection. So I apologize for that. But Angela, the recording is going to be available. North Chicago, another Chicago member for you as well, and local.
Awesome.
She's on Facebook. Thank you. All the way from Germany. Wow. Thank you so much, all the way colleagues in Germany. And please pay it forward, especially when you are returning to the States. You got to understand a little bit better how the market out here might be evaluating better for different CVs and different job scanning and all these processes, which I'm going to go back to. And then this trigger a question for you, Paige. Is there a difference, or does JobScan also do international pre-scanning? Do other colleagues in Canada or other countries also face the darn ATS evaluation?
Yeah, absolutely. They're everywhere. And JobScan, the only limitations JobScan has is we don't scan all languages. So, if you're scanning CVs from other countries, as long as it's in English, you won't have a problem. But yes, ATS are everywhere.
Fantastic. Thank you. Um, and especially if you want to work remotely, that I
Mhm.
imagined and borders are completely irrelevant. So
Right,
definitely you need to make sure that it's optimized for you to compete at the global level.
right.
Thank you all the way in Michigan, friends. And so Masha has a question. How to use LinkedIn Optimize using JobScan? Well, Misha, that's probably another class, but I'm going to let Paige share a little bit of that.
Yes, go to JobScan's YouTube channel, and we have a demo on our YouTube. Um, but all you have to do is have a LinkedIn profile, and we'll just have you download a PDF version of your LinkedIn profile, which is really easy to do if you just watch that demo. And then you'll choose a few different job descriptions that interest you, and you'll scan that PDF download against those job descriptions, and um, you'll get that match report like the one I showed you. So we don't work with LinkedIn. This is a separate tool, but it's really easy to compare your LinkedIn profile.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And I did share the link for the YouTube in the comments. So it's spread out through all of you guys so that you guys can see it all and locate it. But again, all of these, everything we talk about here is all going to be in the Blue Star Careers neighborhood so that you can at any time come back through the app, log in and watch the replay or access the resources. Or as Paige also mentioned, you can go to the JobScan website and get some of the on spot helpers, right? Support as well, customer
Yep.
support. So thank you all the way to Minnesota. Thank you, Trisha, for supporting and watching. Thank you, Johnny, for your comment as well. And who else mentioned this is awesome. Thank you so much for that. If who else has another question? I think another somebody asked questions, and I don't know of competitors or anything other tools similar, but can you just address that a little bit with the
I know
question?
I saw that I was just looking it up. I've never heard of Skill Syncer. As we really are the only ones who are doing what we do. Skill Syncer looks like it might be trying to use our capabilities, to build up their own platform. But yeah, we JobScan is one of a kind for the individual tools that we offer.
Absolutely. And then, but plus, JobScan is military spouse friendly and military friendly. I mean, hello, they're
Yeah,
here with
right.
us today and we have 30-day access. So, regardless of who's out there trying to get your resume, we are going to make sure that you are optimizing it by getting access for 30 days at absolutely no cost and you understand how to make it happen. So,
Yeah,
I do have a question, which is very common also among our military community is
yeah.
the darn federal employment. Does JobScan work on those long, lengthy storytelling federal employment?
Yeah, and actually it's probably a particularly good for those because it's going to get down into the nitty-gritty of those keywords and really help you make sure that you're optimizing against those. So the tool is not specific to industry at all. Any of those, any job description you have will work great.
Awesome. So that's great here. News to great comments to our ears, because I think the federal, everyone gets it's challenged with that process or the application at least, only because we're told through the corporate side to one page. That's it. Through the GS or through the federal employment, we're told as many pages as possible, do the
Yeah.
entire 5 pages, 7 pages, 20 pages, as many as you can, as long as it's competitive within that particular role. And so it gets very confusing sometimes when it comes for the applicant, right?
Yeah, and we have a lot of like career expert partners at JobScan, and what I've learned from them is it's easy for us to worry about the page number of a resume, um, as long as you're being thorough, but you're not including tons of extra information that don't apply to that job, um, don't worry too much about page count. Just, do what feels like the right amount to you. You're not going to be disqualified for too few or too many pages.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. Is there one tip out of the we all have our tools or our preferences when it
Yeah.
comes to starting on a new tool. What is your most favorite sort of a tip or shortcut within JobScan? Is if there is such thing in your opinion?
Yeah. So I really like this idea of like creating a baseline resume because it is really tedious to have to optimize every resume for every job that you're applying for. So I think my biggest tip is to create a really solid baseline resume, with like all of those main keywords that your industry is looking for. And then from there, use that base resume to just, crank out these optimized resumes as efficiently as you can. And you'll kind of naturally start doing that as you start running scans. You'll say like, oh wow, well this, in every resume I scan, this keyword keeps coming up. So I'm just gonna add that one to my base resume. My other big one is to create a skills section in your resume. Just have it call it skills, and you can just add in all of those like keywords that you are looking for a place to add. It's a really fast and efficient way to optimize your resume.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I know that we're getting closer to wrap it up because we did ask of your busy time for just 40, 45 minutes the most. So those of you who are watching and have any questions, please continue to post those. We'll come back and make sure that you all get answered. But again, it's kind of like the after party and the wrap up. It's all going to be in the Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood. So if you are listening to these towards the very end and you're like, what? Where's the code? What did she say? The code is going to be available and accessible at the neighborhood community just to ensure that everyone makes it where they need to go. Okay, that's really what it is. We want to make sure that you make it where you need to go. So it is going to be in the Blue Star Careers community. Just RSVP or send us a direct message, and we'll get it to you. It's no hard sort of a trouble for you. It's just simply to join in so that we can send it to you and make it accessible to all of the Blue Star families members. But also post your questions. We'll make sure that you get those answered. If not, then we'll refer you to the JobScan team. Thank you so much. Also, I want to acknowledge a comment here. Someone who has used it. Natasha said, outside of ATS, I also like how, outside of ATS, she's asking, she likes JobScan, how it recommends phrasing or word swapping to assist in writing.
Yeah, so that's one of our new like AI features from our scan tool. We make recommendations to kind of have your resume flow better, and swapping out one word that's very close to a keyword for that keyword that you're missing. So yes, I really like that too.
Great, thank you. And then some last shout outs, of course, that we did not acknowledge here through LinkedIn and the main Facebook group, but Facebook, but some members who are in our digital community or in Spouseforce. I want to say hello to Angela or Diana as well. Andrea, thank you so much for watching. And then Marilyn, thank you, Marilyn, for supporting this webinar as well. And then again, we all know 5 spouses at least, or we are circling through the social networks. So if you know of a spouse who's struggling, who came across and said, but they told me it was my resume, or I don't know how to tailor resume, tell them right here at Blue Star Careers, we have the code, the promo for them to use it, and they can use it for 30 days for unlimited resumes. And I like to always coach our members, build at least 3 to 4 different areas of expertise. You are more than a project manager. You could be an admin, you can be an events coordinator. Build some of those a little bit in different, and then optimize them with this tool. One other thing that I would like to just share and put our guest on the spot is when with this code has a 30-day expiration, but I don't have to reactivate it right after this week, correct, Paige?
No, that's right. So the 30 days will start as whenever you sign up using that promo code. So that's different for everybody depending on when you sign up.
That's right. So that's why I'm being a little bit sort of after thinking about it, is like, I gotta ensure that you know that once you're given to you, that you have 30 days to activate it, but also it will end. So
Yeah.
yeah, go to our Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood, and we'll take care of you for sure. Thank you so much. So Paige, one of the things we like to do our guests when we wrap up this webinar is we like to also put you on the spot and say, what's your call to action? What are you working on, either personally or through professional? And how can we all as a community come together and support you?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I am hopeful and I'm trying to do at JobScan is also create a kind of community. I think job searching is a really lonely place to be. And anytime I come on a webinar, I'm struck with that by how everybody feels very much like they're on an island when they're job searching. So I think just building each other up and taking these opportunities like this to remind ourselves that we're all in the same boat and all part of a community. I think that's something that I'm really hoping to continue doing.
Perfect. Thank you so much for and I added in the comments again, how you can get the code by going over to the Blue Star Careers community. You can also send us a message, get into the Blue Star Careers neighborhood, better yet, the Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood, and then send us a message or post a comment, and we'll take care of you. We'll make sure that you get access to the 30 days, and you don't forget, when you need to start it, and then all the way to the end. So we'll take care, because we're all in this together. And again, if you know of a military spouse community, service members, anyone out there who is transitioning or actively has that ring on their LinkedIn profile and says, looking open for work, this is definitely the tool that they need in order for them to make a better transition and lend a little bit more of feedback, or secure for sure in an interview, because there's not necessarily 100% guarantees, but just optimizing it right enough for you to get the better results that you need. So Paige, anything else before we close? I know I already stole 5 extra minutes of your time.
No, not at all. I just want to mention that that 30-day trial will automatically go into a subscription. So make sure to cancel before that 30-day period ends if you don't want to be charged. I said to Laura when we first talked, I'm not a salesperson. So the non-salesperson in me wants to make sure you guys know to cancel so you don't get charged. But that's all I have
Okay.
to say.
Thank you so much. And I am a little more of a salesperson, but I also like to take care of it and foster, make sure that everyone knows when and how. And
Right.
so the director, so that's why I want to ensure that by collecting your info, I'll make sure that you know when it needs to be turned off or you activate it. And so, but no, not only that, also get additional support behind the scenes that you need in order for you to understand it. So thank you so much for watching and supporting. Again, go to our Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood, which is right here, the link, and that's what you will locate the RSVP, or you can just post just a general comment in the newsfeed, and we'll take care of you and give you the code. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and let's continue to celebrate Blue Star Welcome Week, where we're all doing our best to really welcome new military families into their new community and have the best military